Mein Sektor.
Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Küstenwächters. Das Gerät und das Gerät.
Überlebensradar.
Mayday, Mayday. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you... Over. We are sinking. We are sinking.
Hello? This is the German Coast Guard.
We are sinking. We're sinking.
What are you thinking about?
As is shown in the commercial, the German Coast Guard officer is rather confused as he doesn't understand English very well. This experience is known as a rich point. A rich point can best be defined as a cultural moment in which different cultures collide or meet each other, and in that moment a sort of rich point occurs where words or phrases may tap deeply in importance. A rich point can be described as a surprise in communication, or as the case in this commercial, a misunderstanding. This commercial is a great example of a rich point in action. While the commercial serves up this rich point in a rather humorous way, rich points can be embarrassing moments as it is an experience of misunderstanding for the person involved. This rich point is a cultural misunderstanding, as the German Coast Guard officer is trying to make conversation and is being very gentle, while the American on the phone is frantically trying to tell him that their ship is sinking. Perhaps the German believes all Americans speak loudly and rudely, as most foreigners do believe, so he doesn't understand the urgency in the delivery of the American's words.
For centuries, women have impatiently waited for the men they loved to return from the sea. At Christmas time, there's no better way to express that love than a gift of Old Spice. Old Spice, fresh, clean, masculine, scented. A wonderful gift for a man, a wonderful way to please a woman. This Christmas, give Old Spice to someone you love.
While the previous commercial exemplified rich points in action, this commercial showcases performativity and performative language. Performativity can best be defined as the concept that language can actually function as a social action. In other words, performativity is the power of language to affect change in the world. Performativity describes how language and its enunciation can change the world and how it can bring about a new social state. This commercial showcases performativity and the traditional role of women and men, as this commercial was made in the 1980s. The commercial paints the picture of women as rather useless, as it displays a woman's role as patiently waiting for their husband as they have done so for centuries. These words further establish already present gender roles in society, as men do the hard work at sea and women sit back at home and wait for them to come back home to them. The word waiting in this commercial is a great example of performative language, as it functions as a social action for women to simply wait for men to do the work for them and to wait for the men to return home to them. This use of performative language further cripples women's already limited role in society at the time of this commercial in 1980.
Today's special is the deluxe burger with your choice of toppings. Would you like to try that?
Yes.
Would you like some fresh vegetables? We have lettuce, tomatoes, onions, pickles, sauerkraut, and avocado.
Yes.
Fried egg?
Yes.
Bacon? Extra cheese?
Yes.
Really? Would you like that for here or to go?
Yes.
今度は生きた英語を聞いて書く。もっと英語漬け。
Enjoy.
Thank you.
While the previous commercial focused on two individuals from the same ethnic background, this commercial focuses on intercultural or interethnic communication, which is when people from differing ethnic or cultural backgrounds communicate to each other. This commercial is a great display of inter-ethnic communication and conflict. The commercial showcases inter-ethnic conflict between an Anglo speaker and an Asian speaker. The conflict arises when the woman doesn't understand English very well. To further complicate the conflicts, Anglo culture and thus Anglo communication is very direct and assertive, while Asian culture and communication surrounds itself around respect and honor with an emphasis on listening rather than speaking. As such, the woman in the commercial attempts to communicate very respectfully and generously, opting to continue to respond with the word yes rather than saying the word no, with the possibility of disrespecting the man. She listens respectfully to the man and doesn't speak unless spoken to, out of respect to the man. The man, on the other hand, as is typical of many Anglo speakers, is very brash and loud with his speech. The man is seemingly pressuring the woman in conversation, likely unknowingly, with his loud and quick speech patterns as conversational signals come into play. Conversational signals can best be defined as by Deborah Tannen, in which she states there are 6 main conversational signals that speakers employ in conversation, of which are loudness, speed, pacing, pausing, intonation, and silence. Conversational signals are best used in this commercial in the form of loudness and speed, as a man can be seen as using a loud and rapid speech pattern, while the woman is more soft-spoken and calm in speaking. These differences in speech pattern through conversational signals can be seen as cultural differences, which lead to the inter-ethnic conflicts seen in the commercial.